Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Sam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back, all my artists, creatives, crafters, and makers. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab, y'all. All right, so today I am coming on just to help those of you who are entering into the world of paper crafting or crafting using paper. I'm just popping on to help you out a little bit with which paper to use for your projects. Okay, so today we'll be going over what's the best paper to use for journals, cards, scrapbooking, and things of those natures. Okay, so let me just share with you the three papers that stay in my shopping cart to craft with. Okay, we've got the Nina Bright White Premium Cardstock. That's 65-pound weight, 80 sheets. It comes in a pack. It's for laser, inkjet, and regular copiers. We also have the Pen and Gear Multi-Purpose Bright 20-pound weight, 96. It says 96 Bright inkjet and laser paper, and it's 500 sheets in a pack. And then we also have the Pen and Gear Premium Bright inkjet and laser paper, and that's the 24-pound weight, 500 sheets, 96 Bright. Both are for ink. All three are for inkjets and laser jets, copiers, and the like, printers and copiers. These two, they say jam resistant. I haven't had a problem with them. Now, I am not an affiliate of Pen and Gear or Walmart. I would like to note that Pen and Gear is a woman-owned company, so I do like to support, women in business as often as possible. So I always feel good when I purchase this. Now, you're probably asking, well, what's the differences in the paper and when do you use them? Okay, so remember, we've got the premium, the multi-purpose, and the cardstock, right? So let's start off with the multi-purpose. The multi-purpose is what I use for everyday printing. When I want to print off something, and it doesn't matter what's on the opposite side. If I'm just printing something for my son for homeschool, or an estimate or invoice to send out to a customer, the multi-purpose is just, as it states, multi-purpose. But for crafting, the thing that determines whether or not I'm going to use it in journal making is whether or not I can see it, what's printed on the front side on the opposite side. And as you can see here, if I wanted to use this sheet in a journal, I couldn't use the multi-purpose because it bleeds through. And what I find is that the more passes the ink makes for an inkjet, the more passes it has to make over an image to create the image, the more of that ink soaks through. So you want a heavier paper for just standard pages in a journal. We're not going as far as cardstock, but we do want it a little heavier than a 20-pound weight. So that brings us to our 24-pound weight premium paper by Pen and Gear. So as you can see, the color is still the same. However, when I flip it over, one thing you'll notice is that, and let me do it like this. What you'll notice is that this is darker than that. See the bleed? Now, you can still notice this, but that's not a problem if on the opposite side of your page you're printing something like a background print. This is harder to notice than this is. So if you are using this gratitude quotes, although you wouldn't because it would have to be folded in half, but for the sake of this video, if you're using this gratitude quotes in a journal and you need to fold it in half, this one, the premium paper, would be a better choice than the multi-purpose paper, because why? You would want to be able to print on the opposite side. Even if your printer doesn't print two-sided, you can always pull the paper out once it's done printing, put it back in, select another image to print, and then you could have two-sided paper for your journal. So here's what you would be looking at. Okay, you see the difference? All right, and so that is the difference between the multi-purpose and the premium. There we go, multi-purpose and premium. Now, if we want to move on over to the Nina, let me tell you the reason we use the cardstock. Now, this isn't heavy cardstock. If you want something that is good for card making, then you would probably go with something in between the 24 and the 65, which would typically be 40-pound cardstock. But for the purpose of creating journal cards, tags, tiles that you could cut out or fussy cut and what have you, and still back it with something without it having too much bulk for your junk journals and layouts and scrapbooks, you could still use a 65-pound weight and very little bleed through. Now, mind you, this is a very dark border, so you are going to be able to see through it. But that's not a problem for us, because if we're using this in journal making for junk journals and journal cards and tags, we're going to back it anyways with some cardstock. So I wanted to just share with you those 3 different types of papers that I use to make crafting easier. And you know, I'm always about crafting efficiently, cost effectively, and being able to relocate those resources when my supplies run low. I want to be able to go online, grab them, or head out to the store and grab them without fearing that they're discontinued or out of stock, and so on and so forth. So those are the 3. And if you're interested in this gratitude tiles and prompts, there will be a card up in the right hand corner that will take you on over to the video where you'll find a listing. Well, you'll be able to see the video of this in the corner, but I'll also drop a link to the Etsy listing down in the description box. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if it was, feel free to share it in your craft communities, on your Facebook page, or wherever else you'd like to. Drop it on Pinterest. 3 of the best papers to use for crafting, and I will be happy to answer any questions if you want to drop them down in the comments. And if there's any other papers that you guys recommend or any of your favorites, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'm always looking for a new staple, as long as it's cost effective and I can find it easily. All right. So until we're back here again, guys, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafting. Don't forget to check on your neighbors and check on your elderly. Wear your mask and wash your hands. All right. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.